Hi, this is Sanjay Gangal from EDA Cafe. I'm here with Stefan Skarin, CEO of IAR Systems. Hello, Stefan.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great, Stefan. Thank you very much for coming over here to talk to us. How has the show been going for you?
I think it's been going quite well. It's a bit low traffic, but it's still a lot of people in the booth, so I think it's good news.
Okay, so tell us about IAR Systems. A little bit high-level view of your company.
Okay, so IAR Systems is a company that's basically 30 years old, so we're celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. We have been doing the same thing all along, so it's basically doing a development tool suite, compiler and debugger and so for developing embedded systems. And we have been starting out from an 8-bit environment into a 16 and 32-bit environment, so today we are basically supporting all major chip vendors that are present. We are around 170 people. Okay. We have development, basically all of it in Uppsala, outside Stockholm, in Sweden. And we have a bit of a smaller development site in Camarillo, outside Los Angeles in the US. And then we have 10 sales offices around the world in all continents, so basically in Japan and Korea and China, and then a small office in India and Germany and France, UK and the US and Brazil. So we're located all over the world. We are supporting roughly 46,000 customers today, so we sold more than 100,000 licenses. And I think what makes us unique and the positioning we have on a high level today is that we see a trend with many customers moving from an 8-16-bit environment into a 32-bit environment. And if you use our technology that many companies done for a number of years, you can actually reuse the code. So if you move your application or your product from an 8-bit environment into a 32-bit, it's of course a benefit, time to market and cost-wise, to reuse the code. So that's a kind of high-level speech.
And you're talking about binary or source code?
A source code, yeah.
Okay, and so what are you showing here at your booth?
So the big news today and at the booth, it's first of all we launched a very close relationship with Renesas. We actually joined the program here in the US called Power of Two, together with Micrium and Renesas. So that's big. Together with that, we're launching support for the latest technology from Renesas, focusing on low power with the RX100 chip. We are also in the topic of low power. We have a couple of years ago made an invention or innovation around power debugging, so how to actually measure power consumption on the board through a product called iJet. So it's a debug probe. At this trade show we have another dimension into that with a product called iScope. So it's actually a finer granularity on doing power measurements, not only on the board but separate components. And then we have actually a couple of weeks ago we got our compiler and a development tool suite certified for safety. So it's safety certified with ISO 262 and IEC 61508. So it's certified by TÜV, an organization in Germany. So basically, to summarize, it's iScope and the low power, it's Renesas, and it is the TÜV certification.
That's great. Now, regarding your power checking tool, is that to be used during the development phase, or this for end customer?
No, it's for the development phase, and I would say that the experience we have since many years is that many of our customers, so the developers, are measuring and benchmarking their code on speed and size, and now you can actually do it from power perspective. So that means that when you look at the power scheme or the power profile, you can actually measure that and see it in the program, but you can also get the source of the code. So you can actually see where in the code you actually have done some power profiling that are different than what you expect.
So I guess low power is useful in a lot of applications, but particularly in mobile applications. Are you seeing a lot of move towards mobile applications for IAR systems?
Yes, and we see a lot of movements around the Internet of Things. So the connectivity area, where you have small devices connected, sending small amounts of data. And of course, power consumption is very important in that perspective. It's much of them are battery-driven, small appliances, and some of the micros or microprocessors today are so small, so you can actually keep them in small products, and it's also cheap to manufacture in some way, so you can actually throw it away. So it gives you a kind of advantage today that I think that you move into mobility.
Okay. Now, which vertical markets do you play in?
We basically play in all vertical markets. I would say that some vertical markets sometimes attracts more attention. Today it's a lot of automotive, it's a lot of medical appliances. But I think that we are existing in any vertical market. And we don't focus on a specific vertical market either. It's more where the customers are for the moment. And today I would say most of them are in automotive, medical application, white goods, a bit of an industry side of it as well.
Okay. And how can people find out more about IER systems?
If you're not here at the booth at the trade show, I suggest that you do as close to 100,000 unique visitors do on the website. So you actually do go to www.ir.com.
Okay, thank you very much for coming over here and talking to us, Stefan. Have a great show.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.